Hey, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Ryan Pennant from QWare, and we will be reviewing how data quality impacts AI effectiveness in your CRM system. And we'll give you guys some tips on improving the data quality to make sure you're getting the most out of your AI experience. Now, the presentation should be about 30 minutes, so we'll get you back to your day here pretty quick. Also, there will be a recording of the webinar made available for your convenience. Sound good? All right, without further ado, let's jump in. All right, so before we dive into the full webinar today, I just want to give you guys a little bit of background on QWare. So we've got over 25 years of experience as a CRM partner, both implementing and supporting different CRM platforms, including Microsoft Dynamics, Infor CRM, and Sage CRM. We're an ISV, if you will, an independent software vendor for both Microsoft and Infor these days, and we are the creators of Paribus 365, a data quality management solution that provides enhanced fuzzy searching, duplicate detection and prevention, duplicate data, and a whole lot more, all ultimately while improving the user experience. All right, so enough about us. Let's explore AI and CRM, shall we? So for today's agenda, I will be covering Microsoft's Copilot and its integration with D365 Sales. We will, sorry, I had a little pop-up come up here from GoToMeeting, my apologies. So we're gonna cover obviously Copilot and Dynamics 365 for sales, but what applies to Copilot in the Microsoft world will really apply for any AI that's included with your CRM system. So just in case you guys are not using Dynamics, we'll cover how AI allows for better decision making and better user efficiency, no matter which CRM system you're using, because all of this is applicable. And I'm going to demonstrate the importance, of course, of quality data for Copilot or AI in general. And we'll review some tools and strategies for improving and maintaining data quality to help you guys get the most out of your CRM system. And as part of this, we will discuss some tips on data enrichment and duplicate cleansing, and round it out with some data governance suggestions. All right. All righty. So, data. We all know how important it is, and that's why we're all here, right? And good data is obviously imperative, as this quote from Gartner's Ted Friedman expresses, I think, really well. He says, data is useful, but high quality, well understood, audible data is priceless. And I couldn't agree more. And with the explosion of AI, as we're all aware of, which of course relies on data to do its thing, it's even much more important. All right, so as I mentioned, today we will be reviewing the AI tool by Microsoft called Copilot, and we will review some of its features that are integrated with Microsoft's CRM system, which is called Dynamics 365 Sales. At least that's what it's called this week. So this will ultimately help us better understand just how AI relies on good quality data. And let me go back one. This by no means is going to be an exhaustive list of all the features of Copilot in Dynamics, but rather I'll be focusing on some of the more popular features and how data plays a role, right? Of course, new features are constantly being added to Copilot, and this will only magnify the importance of having good data in your CRM system. And of course, no matter what AI system you're using, the competition's fierce, and everyone is just adding and adding and adding features. It seems like almost weekly now, right? So let's jump in. So coming in February 2025, Microsoft's going to release what they call Homepage, which is a place where you can get a quick summary or snapshot of your sales system. So the minute you log in, Homepage will provide a summary of any upcoming activities or pipeline status and any information on your leads, opportunity, account news, and really so much more, right? Now you can further search Copilot right from Homepage's prompt window, and it'll bring up any desired data that you wish to bring to the screen. For example, you can search on leads that visited your website over the last 30 days and they were looking for, let's say, a particular product. Or what other sales information you want to get out of your system. You can do that right from the homepage, okay? Let's talk about the adverse effects that poor data might have on this feature. Now, imagine if your data is suffering from, let's say, incomplete, inaccurate, or missing data, right? For example, if your leads or opportunity data is not accurate, so perhaps, I don't know, the estimated close date is wrong, or there are incorrect revenue numbers, or there's, of course, duplicate accounts, contacts, leads, opportunities, that type of stuff, right? Then your homepage snapshot's going to be severely impacted and essentially useless, since you simply cannot trust the data that's being provided. So you've got to have good data. Now let's review how lead analysis is enhanced with Copilot in CRM. Now remember, a sales team wants to focus on those leads that have the highest potential. So being able to have information immediately available is just really powerful. And Copilot can show the top leads based on revenue, timeline, purchase intent, and those types of things, okay? Now here we can see the summary info here is just easily provided in the Copilot area here, right on the right-hand side. And just bring that up, Copilot can provide a summary of the lead and show other helpful info like purchase intent and so forth, right? You can also use additional prompts in the Copilot area there, you see here on the right. So for example, what's the total revenue of this lead, or any products this lead is interested in, and so on, right? So again, you have obviously Copilot at your homepage, but you'll have it baked in here on the lead view as well. Opportunity analysis. So like lead analysis, Copilot can perform opportunity analysis. So it can show the top opportunities based on revenue or close date, that type of thing. Copilot can also provide a summary for a particular opportunity, including information like revenue or how long they've been a customer. And it can also provide at a glance key info like current status of the opportunity, or for example, why the customer needs your products or services in the first place. So imagine having a new salesperson and all they have to do is just open up your leads and opportunities and such, and they're gonna have all this information at their fingertips without having to dig for it. So Copilot in your CRM system, or I should say AI in general in your CRM system, is really a game changer, especially for onboarding new agents. All right, now while Copilot can do some amazing things with leads and opportunity analysis, bad data can, of course, severely reduce its effectiveness, right? So for example, if the expected budget information is wrong, for example, the budget's larger than it really should be, or fields like type or category have incorrect data, the results will be skewed, of course. And then how about the product records on the op? Was the correct product record selected during the opportunity creation by the salesperson? If not, the data is going to be compromised. And duplicates, of course, can cause a multitude of issues, especially when you're dealing with larger organizations who have a lot of records. So this poor quality data will obviously impact AI's opportunity and lead analysis. So unfortunately, you can't really trust the results until you get data in shape. Now, Copilot can also use predictive scoring to help you prioritize opportunities based on their likelihood of conversion. So it uses data like time frame, decision makers, the type of purchase process, is it an individual or committee, the notes and activities, and those types of things to ultimately calculate a score, right? With the score being the highest to 100, it's going to be the winner, right? And just like with opportunities, it can determine scores for leads as well. So the lead scores are based on similar data that we saw on the opportunity, like purchase time frame, decision maker, whether they've been identified or not, if a budget's been established, or even engagement level on the lead itself from the notes and activities. So predictive scoring can really help the sales team focus on those leads and opportunities that have the best chance of closing, which is of course what we want, right? It's the old 80-20 rule. Let's focus our time on those things that are really worth our time and forget the rest, okay? But as we mentioned earlier, predictive scoring for both opportunities and leads cannot be trusted if the data is inaccurate or missing. For example, duplicates will also skew the scoring because notes and activities that should be located maybe on that one true opportunity or lead would be spread across multiple duplicate records, right? So this would of course have adverse adverse effects, I should say, or affection, on AI's predictive scoring capability. So we really can't trust the scoring and might end up wasting time on the wrong prospects as a result, right? Now, let's talk about account analysis. Copilot can also help with keeping you up to date at the account level, right? We really want to understand our customers the best we can. So it can display, annual spending by the customer, summarize the customer's information from multiple online sources as well, kind of help you kind of paint the bigger picture. It can display recent activities, opportunity information, and really so much more. Additionally, Copilot can summarize the recent account history and display it in this highlight area, allowing you to see any recent changes or other relevant information that might be helpful. And you can ask about additional information regarding this account right in the Copilot prompt area, right on that account screen. So some great tools to help you get the information you need about your customer, okay? So let's talk about the bad effects, of course, on not having the correct data. Copilot's capabilities are really helpful, but unless, of course, you guessed it, there are issues with the data. So like duplicates, incomplete or outdated data, obviously the analysis is going to be flawed. For example, if there are duplicate accounts, and this is just one of many versions of the same account, what's really the truth, right? When you have duplicates, data is spread across multiple accounts, which is distorting the actual status of this customer situation. Also, if there is incomplete data, for example, if the account type data is missing, or perhaps the account's category is incorrect or missing, we'll not be able to really properly identify the importance or the status of this account. So we will have a distorted view of this customer, right? So the bottom line is you can't trust AI's account analysis with bad data either. Now, let's talk sentiment analysis. So AI, or in this case, Copilot, can also perform what's called sentiment analysis. Now, this is a really powerful feature that can scan activities from a call or scan the user's notes that they may have taken after a call and provide you with the customer sentiments regarding things like a recent order that may have placed, or product evaluation, or the service they've received from your support team. Of course, the sentiment captured can be neutral, positive, or negative, obviously. An example here is of a recording of a call that can help you identify possible issues in your products or services, right? So here we can see that most of the conversation is either neutral, that's the gray stuff here, or it's blue, which means it's positive, but obviously we want to focus in on any potential red areas, right? Which we want to review for later consumption to ensure maybe we're mitigating any possible issues, right? So some examples of additional areas that sentiment analysis could be applied to include things like cases, also known as support issues or tickets in perhaps other CRM systems, of course your notes, or your meeting transcriptions from services like Microsoft Teams, okay? There's also an API to customize and apply it in other areas as needed. So this type of feature can be a game changer in helping you determine where to focus your efforts within your products and services, or even staff training. All right. Now, however, as we know, bad data could wreak havoc on sentiment analysis, right? In particular, duplicates can really skew the results, right? Whether you have duplicate records like accounts, opportunities, and cases, the sentiment will be magnified by these duplicates, and thus the results of the sentiment will not be accurate. Again, distorting the true sentiments or feelings of your customers and possibly prompting you to make, unfortunately, the wrong decision about your products, services, or your staff. And we definitely don't want that. Now, let's talk Outlook. Thanks to Copilot, Outlook is now even more tightly integrated with Dynamics for Sales, okay? So Copilot can provide summaries for email threads. It can see information about an account and any related opportunities all at your fingertips. It provides the option to save a summary of the email back to CRM against the opportunity linked to the account or contact, for example. And while this deeper integration to Outlook is great, we know that If the data is incomplete or simply wrong, we could have some serious issues, right? For example, creating an email with the wrong data is downright embarrassing. We don't want to do that, right? And linking an email to the wrong record, as is the case when there are duplicates, is also frustrating and ultimately pollutes your data even more. And it further removes you from having that single customer view where everything is on one record, right? So linking an email to a duplicate means it's now spread across multiple records, making the AI even more unreliable across the board. So on to more features, shall we? Microsoft Word. Now I love this one. So Copilot's now integrated across the entire Microsoft Office products, which you guys may know, which is really so powerful. Now, as part of that integration, Microsoft Word can connect to dynamic sales, allowing for data to be pulled directly into Word. And one of the great features this enables is the ability to create an account summary report, like you see here on the right. So this is just a huge, tremendous time saver. And this report can also include data from account-related records like leads and opportunities, right? And the integration features the ability to create a meeting prep doc even, right? Right from the prompt within Word, right? So if you need to jump into a meeting, you can feel totally prepared, right? So while this feature is a huge win for your sales team, as we know, it too relies on good data. So with that said, bad data will obviously adversely affect this report. If we're pulling bad data, bad lead and opportunity information, then our report's accuracy, of course, will suffer. Of course, inaccurate or missing data will also skew the report's results. So if you have duplicate accounts, again, you may also have duplicate leads and opportunities, inflating conversion rates, and of course your pipeline. And most important, again, going back to that, having a duplicate account will create that lack of a single customer view, meaning your data is spread across multiple account records, rendering this report useless. Next, let's talk Teams integration. Now, while Microsoft Teams can be integrated within Dynamic Sales to chat with customers when you're right there within CRM, for example, on a lead or opportunity record, I want to focus here on Teams integration going the other way, while you're actually in Teams. So you can now see data directly within Teams where you might want to have information on hand during a meeting with your customer to help you stay up to date with several of the customer's key data points. So this might include information from opportunity or products they're interested in. This also allows you to stay informed about their needs, all while being in the meeting. And of course, you can have Copilot summarize the meeting transactions into beautiful notes. That's been around. But Teams can now link Dynamics sales and give you the ability to update an opportunity related to this customer right from the Teams interface, okay? And we can just update an opportunity with a click. Now, let's finish up the adverse effects, obviously with Teams here as well. We know Copilot's integration with Teams can really be a fantastic way of improving that meeting experience, right, with our customers by having all this data readily available on hand if we need it. But having the wrong data in front of you can be seriously embarrassing, right? The data has to be up to date, especially when the customer is in a meeting with you. So what if you do not have the latest notes with their current status or budget figures on hand? It looks unprofessional, it looks uncaring on your part, and it's definitely not the impression that any of us want to have with our customers. Of course, if your data is not clean and of the highest quality, then using AI may lead to poor decisions across the board, right? Which, of course, can negatively impact the bottom line and ultimately your business. So we've got to make sure that our data is of purest quality when we're dealing with AI, all right? So here's a brief overview of what causes duplicates and poor data quality in general. Users, right? So according to Gartner, about 50% of duplicates come from users alone, right? And of course, entering data without verifying if it already exists or just being sloppy with inputting data, period, right? Imports, right? Data added via acquisitions or purchase lists is often not cleaned. Also, undefined guidelines. So if there's poor data guidelines for things like imports, data entry, merging, deactivating records, form design, and so much more, data quality will be impacted. And when processes are not well defined, like workflows or how to report data quality issues that might be experienced by users, these things will contribute to poor data quality. And integrations, right? If you have integrations between systems, like syncing data between the front office and the back office, this can lead to all sorts of data quality issues, especially duplicates. So now that we've discussed some tools, well, now that we've discussed really the issues with data quality and AI, I want to discuss some of the tools that will help you achieve that initial cleanup of your data and really help you maintain it, allowing AI to really shine, which is what we ultimately are here for, right? First, we'll cover cleansing duplicates from your data, all right? As mentioned, many organizations have hundreds, if not thousands of duplicates. So you're gonna want a tool that will clean them in bulk, ideally. In addition to bulk cleaning, if permitted by security policies, users can also play a part by merging when they encounter dupes. So they know the data best and can ultimately make a decision whether records are truly duplicates or not, so the IT department doesn't have to be responsible. And we know they don't want to be. Now, be aware of any limitations to the out-of-the-box tools, which can vary across the different CRM systems. Most CRM systems will allow you to merge in bulk, at least to some degree, but their fuzzy matching capabilities might be a bit limited, or in some cases non-existent, I've seen. And since they're not dedicated duplicate cleansing solutions, they're not very user-friendly and can be missing a lot of advanced features like easily reviewing duplicates before merging, right? This is where third parties come in, right? So you can use third parties. You do want to make sure, though, that the third-party solutions you're using do have unlimited merge and that they are highly configurable. You want to be able to match on multiple fields, right? So that's definitely important. If, by the way, you are using Microsoft Dynamics for Sales or Infor Sales, you might want to take a look at Paribus 365. Which offers all these aforementioned features and a lot more. So now once your data is clean, you will want to include some duplicate prevention tools to act as what we'll call a data quality firewall going forward. So you're going to want tools that offer prevention when adding new records, right? One that ideally detects a possible match before the user enters much data. Also, when you're on existing records, you want to be alerted if there's a possible duplicate, what we'll call detection, if you will, to be sure you're engaged with the correct contact, right? And any preventative detection should be fuzzy, so it should be able to find pretty much all the different variations of a person or account that you might be on, not just, of course, exact matches. If available, enable your CRM system's built-in duplicate detection. Most CRM systems will have alerts when adding a potential dupe, so we want to make sure that that is in fact enabled. And you also want to ensure users are trained to search before adding records, and that ultimately they do adhere to your data governance policies. And let's hope you do in fact have those, and we'll talk about those here in a moment. Also, again, consider third-party options, because again, some of the out-of-the-box stuff is just lacking, as some of us may know. So again, but be sure any solution you choose has fuzzy detection when adding records, as well as when you're on a record, you know, that fuzzy detection, and because you want to really, again, make sure you're engaged with the correct person, right? Again, take a look at Paribus 365 if you're using Microsoft for Sales or Infor. All right. Other very helpful tools for maintaining data quality include third-party address management tools to ensure that your address data is of the highest quality. So these are tools that autofill address fields. So if a user types in the first few characters in, let's say, address line 1, it will autofill the rest if, of course, it's a match, right? This can save tons of time for the user, right? Having to add all that data. And I don't think you're going to have a problem with user adoption if you're deploying these types of tools, because it saves them time from adding data. And of course, ultimately, you will have accurate data that's up to date because the third-party vendors ensure the data is the latest and the greatest. You don't have to worry about that. And of course, it ensures consistent formatting, you know, no city or zip code in the address line or 1 or 2 or what have you. We've seen it all, trust me on this one. Some good examples of this, some vendors that do this pretty well out there: Smarty, SumSub, and Informatica. All right, let's talk about another type of tool that you can use to improve your data quality, and that would be third-party data enrichment and validation tools. So this will really help ensure that your data is not stale. These tools can really improve the accuracy and the scope of the data. They can update any missing, incomplete, or even invalid data, right? And they can enhance your customer data to include, demographics, behavioral information, other important organizational data that you may not even be aware of. They can really target sales data to better qualify your prospects. Examples of this include ZoomInfo, Crunchbase, and Clearbit. So that rounds out some of the tools that can enhance or cleanse your duplicates. Now that we understand how poor data quality can impact AI and some ways to improve the data, let's briefly discuss how to set up a system to continuously improve and maintain your data by implementing a data governance framework, okay? So what's data governance? Well, it's basically composed of rules, processes, and accountability, allowing an organization to better manage the availability, usability, security, and integrity of their data. Ultimately, it's an accountability framework for your data. All right. So why would we want to set up a data governance program? Well, here's some great reasons. Security, that's a big one, right? We want to make sure our data is secured, especially in this day and age, right? And with all the government regulations that are out there to make sure that if you don't, you may be fined out of existence, unfortunately. Obviously, avoiding inconsistent data silos, improved data quality, more efficient system overall, and consistency. So, establishing trust in your data, including multiple systems that might be integrated. And obviously, if you want to ensure AI is accurate, you want to make sure that you have improved data quality, and data governance will definitely help with that. All right, so let's go over how you might implement it, starting with the different roles that go into a data governance framework. First, there's the Data Governance Council, right? So this is made up from members across the organization, and they basically set the strategic goals and the direction of the program, okay? Then you have the Data Governance Administrator, all right? So they are basically the face of the data governance program, and they also are the ones who will form the Data Governance Council, okay? Then there's the data stewards. Now, they're probably the most important role here. We liken them to the police. They enforce the law. They're the day-to-day caretakers of your data, right? They define how access is provided. They define the metrics and enforce changes across the departments, right? And you may, by the way, have more than one. If you're a large organization, you might have them segregated into like business data stewards versus system data stewards, right? So the business ones will understand the business processes, where the systems understand all the different systems and how they interact and the siloing of your data and so forth, right? If you're a smaller organization, you probably just have one, but you make sure that they have the power to enforce the rules. And then of course, there's the consumers, right? These are the day-to-day users of the system. They're the front line, the canary in the coal mine, right? They're so important to keep that feedback loop between the data stewards and these consumers, because they're going to basically let you know if you've got unhealthy data. And of course, with AI, it's going to be very easy, hopefully, for them to figure out that we have some data issues, okay? Hopefully, not before they're embarrassed or, they look unprofessional in a meeting via Teams, if you will. All right. And the final point on creating and maintaining your data governance is the importance of establishing an ongoing, ecosystem, if you will, and a cadence for your meetings, right? So remember, data governance is not a project, it's not a one-time thing. It is an ongoing program that you just have to maintain. Basically, you want to have regular data governance meeting, a regular cadence of your data governance council meetings. They're going to meet to discuss goals, issues that might be coming up, any adoption issues, and of course documentation, making sure these things are up to date, what have you. They're of course are going to document how the council communicates any changes and to whom, and of course defining priorities. And of course, they're going to make sure everyone's accountable, right? They're going to track metrics for health and compliance. All right. So that's our presentation today. So in a summary, we covered Copilot and Dynamics for sales, basically how AI and Copilot in particular can really allow better decision making within your data and make your users a lot more efficient, right? Save you tons of time. But of course, also as part of that, the importance of quality data for AI, right? And the impact that poor data could have on it. And of course, hopefully you guys got something out of the tools and strategies for maintaining your data quality, data enrichment tools, duplicate cleansing, and of course, implementing some type of data governance, right? All right, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask them now in the questions pane. If you want more information about Paribus 365, including maybe a free trial, please reach out to me directly using the information provided below. Also, I'll take questions offline if you want. Also, if you're interested in winning a free license of Paribus 365 or for a chance for a free duplicate data assessment, send me an email and I'll let you guys know how you can do that as well. And on that note, I want to thank you guys for your time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.